Welcome Superman fans to your speeding bulletin for the week March 15th to March 21st, 2013. A week which saw designs for the Man of Steel concession stand items, the final ever Young Justice episode, and Andy Diggle quitting as writer for Action Comics. Let's jump in and take a look. In movie news, as we mentioned last week, Superman and Lois Lane are the focus of the cover for the May 2013 edition of Total Film magazine, issue number 205. The Real Steel article within also features new movie imagery not seen before. Henry Cavill told the magazine, "This is a Superman for a modern age. It's not betraying anything that Superman is, but it is grounding everything in reality. It's the story of this incredible being who can do incredible things, but whom we can associate with because he's gone through troubling stuff and had to make tough choices." Golden Link has released tentative designs for the drink cups and popcorn boxes moviegoers will be able to purchase at the cinema concession stand or candy bar when they go to watch Man of Steel. The product range displayed at their website includes cups and toppers, popcorn boxes and buckets. However, the designs are not final as yet, so they could change. Starting April 24th, Carl's Jr. Cool Kids Combos will include a Man of Steel toy. The Coming Soon page at the carlskids.com website has no further details at this point in time, but the Man of Steel toys are expected to be available in all Carl's Jr. and Hardee's restaurants from April 24. The first official Man of Steel t-shirt to hit the market is now available via hottopic.com. To celebrate the release of this first Man of Steel t-shirt, DC Comics and Hot Topic have launched a Man of Steel t-shirt giveaway via Twitter. All American residents need to do to win one of these is to tell DC Comics what Superman represents to them using the hashtag MOSGiveaway. Get tweeting. The American Library Association has released a 22 by 34 inch poster in their Read series highlighting Henry Cavill and his dedication to reading as many Superman comics as he could get his hands on to prepare for his role in Man of Steel. You can purchase the poster from the ALA online store at alastore.ala.org. Warner Brothers Home Entertainment announced that they will bookend the WonderCon weekend of March 29th to 31st in Anaheim with animated film adventures, first presenting the world premiere of Superman Unbound as Friday night's marquee event, then capping Sunday's programming with a screening of Lego Batman the Movie DC Superheroes Unite. Check out our website now for further details. With renewed interest in the Never-Made Superman Lives movie, thanks to John Schnepp's Kickstarter campaign to make a documentary about Tim Burton's film that was set to star Nicolas Cage in the lead role, MTV caught up with Nicolas Cage and asked him about nearly being the Man of Steel. Cage admits that he has heard about the documentary, called The Death of Superman Lives What Happened, saying, "It sounds fascinating, it's a good idea." In TV news, Superman homepage writer Isaac Frisby has updated our Young Justice animated series episode guide for the last time, with a summary of the series finale, Endgame. Isaac has also written his review of this episode, giving the series finale a 5 out of 5 score, saying, "This was a really good send-off for the show considering the circumstances." Warner Home Video released the back cover artwork for the upcoming DVD collection titled The Best of Superman, incorporating fan-favourite episodes from a number of different animated shows. Superman battles the forces of evil in 14 breathtaking fan-favourite animated episodes drawn from multiple Superman series. Pre-order the Best of Superman DVD collection from the Superman homepage online store for its June 4 release. Netflix will soon begin airing more DC Entertainment animated content later this month. Back in January, Turner Broadcasting and Warner Brothers Television Group announced a multi-year agreement with Netflix for the site to stream various animated shows beginning March 30th. Shows available include Justice League Seasons 1 and 2, Justice League Unlimited Seasons 1 and 2, as well as Batman Beyond and Batman the Brave and the Bold. In a move that has shocked Superman comic book fans, writer Andy Diggle has announced via Twitter that he's already leaving Action Comics before his first issue has even hit the shelves. He wrote, "Sadly, I've decided to walk away from Action Comics for professional reasons." According to a follow-up tweet by DC's Alex Segura, artist Tony Daniel will be expanding his role and taking over as writer and artist for the remainder of the arc. Andy Diggle's first issue of Action Comics, issue number 19, will go on sale in April. It is unclear at this point in time how many issues he actually wrote. ComicBookResources.com asked the team of writers helming the big four Superman comic book titles about whether they've been influenced by the upcoming Man of Steel movie and how they think the film will impact on the comic book medium. Scott Snyder said, "They really haven't given us any marching orders to steer clear of anything or to use anything. We've been left to our own devices, I think." A discussion panel titled Superman versus Orson Scott Card will be held at the Soho Gallery for Digital Art in New York on Wednesday, April 10th. Panellists David Gerald, Joe Illich, Paul Kupperberg and Danny Fingeroth will kick off the panel at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 on brown paper tickets or $15 at the door. Superman comic books we reviewed this week included Superboy number 18, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who said, "Some of this issue was a lame duck, some not so much," and he gave it a 3 out of 5. Smallville Season 11, Chapter 38 was reviewed by Mark Pritchard, who gave it a score of 2 out of 5, saying, "This was a whole lot of great art, but not so much story." Mark also reviewed Injustice Gods Among Us Chapter 9, saying, "This issue did very little for me," and he gave it a 2 out of 5 as well. Superman comics available this week from March 20th include Injustice Gods Among Us Chapter 10, digital comic, has been available since March 19th. Action Comics number 18, which is available in a variant cover, a digital combo pack, a black and white variant cover, and a blank cover. Batman Beyond Unlimited number 14, Justice League number 18, which is also available in a variant cover, a digital combo pack, and a black and white cover. Supergirl number 18, Smallville Season 11 Chapter 39 digital comic is available March 22nd. Superman Beyond Chapter 16 digital comic is available March 23rd. And Superman Death and Return of Superman Omnibus hardcover. Whether you've got your very own Crypto, Streaky or other super pet, we've got something super for you. Grab a Superman dog hoodie for $12.99, or check out the Superman dog collar for $21.12. These and other super pet accessories are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment and DC Entertainment kicked off the first round of quarterfinals in the ultimate battle of superhero supremacy for the upcoming fighting game Injustice Gods Among Us. And Superman was taking on Green Arrow in match number 4. As we expected, Superman was victorious. To vote on each week's battle and be eligible to win prizes, visit injustice.dccomics.com. Professionally produced by GUI.com, the Superman homepage app is available for Android devices and can be downloaded for free from Google Play. The Superman homepage app brings you the latest news while also incorporating the weekly Speeding Bulletin video reports, monthly radio KAL podcast, information about the Superman homepage and a contact page. You can also share Superman news and podcasts with your friends via Twitter and Facebook, all at the touch of a button. Download your free Superman homepage Android app from Google Play now. And don't forget that you can still download your free Superman homepage iOS app for Apple devices from the iTunes Store. Clever Movies has posted the final round of their Fanboy Face-Off 2013 Superhero Showdown, pitting Marvel's Thor against DC's Superman. With The Man of Steel just months away and Thor the Dark World not hitting theatres until November, does Superman have an advantage, or will Thor's The Avengers success help carry him to a victory? To vote, visit the Clever Movies YouTube page or tweet your vote using the hashtag CMFF on Twitter. That's all the Superman news there was for the week March 15th to March 21st. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. As you can see, I have a couple new items on my person at this moment. This is an awesome Superman shirt. It's actually DC licensed, where he's surrounded by zombies. He has blood stains on him. He has bloody handprints on him. He's apparently in some sort of a struggle, although There was a Batman one next to it where Batman was in almost the exact same pose. They weren't grabbing him, I think, because the person drawing it realized that if they were grabbing him, Batman, who was just a guy in a suit, to remind you, in case you didn't remember how I felt about that, would be in some serious trouble, whereas Superman could just wade through the zombies and take them all out with his heat vision. They're dead, right? They're not actually living beings, so he wouldn't necessarily have a problem with taking them out. But anyway, it's a cool shirt. They have it at Journeys, so if you're interested, go and check it out. And over here we have our Superman 3 album, for those of you out there who know what that is. I won't explain it, but I will explain it for the people who don't know. Back in the day when us old people wanted to listen to music, a soundtrack from a movie, for instance, we would take out these big giant vinyl records. They were circular and they're about that large, and you play them on a turntable which has a little needle and it's all scratchy. And there are people out there who consider themselves aficionados who like that scratchy, buzzy, kind of not quality sound and say somehow it's better than the digital sound we have now or CDs or anything like that. I'm not one of those people, but I received this from a cast member in my current production of Les Mis, where I'm playing Javert. The Valjean to my Javert gave me this. He found it in a gallery of sound, which is a music store nearby, and said, I know who would like this, and he got it for me. So for those of you who think the world is just full of scum and villainy and horrible people, there you have it. I got an album from somebody, so that proves everything. And of course it's an album from one of the best superhero movies of all time, Superman 3, starring Richard Pryor, and with some scenes that had Christopher Reeve in it. There are a lot of scenes in the movie that, even though they really did some horrible things with it and they clearly wanted to make it a comedy, I feel like there were some cool bits in there that if they were in a different movie or if they were a part of a serious Superman endeavor, I think they would have been great. First of all, the little phone booth at the beginning where he takes pictures and this kid sees them and he could give away his secret identity. And of course that's a comedic bit again, but it's almost not so over the top that it could be okay in another movie. That's I love that about the opening. The rest of the opening is just I don't even know what's going on. There's bombs, there's penguins, there's people falling into holes, there's a blind guy walking around. It's a lot of slapstick and not really a lot that has much to do with Superman or why this movie is even here or anything along those lines. And then there's the car rescue where the guy's drowning in his car because he ran into a fire hydrant. It's absurd, but for some reason I really like the rescue, except for the fact that Superman seems to struggle with tearing off the sunroof. He's Superman, but I don't know, he can't get his hands on it. Then he finally gets it open and gets the guy out, and of course everybody cheers. And he flies off, and then it's time for us to go check out Richard Pryor and watch him do some stuff like we do for the rest of the movie. And I guess that was at a time where Richard Pryor was huge, and I guess Canon Films had bought the rights to distribute Superman movies, so they were trying to... My hair, it's all fluffy and staticky, it's everywhere. I think they were trying to gain momentum, and by having Richard Pryor in it, they thought maybe they'd bring in a new audience or whatever. And the other part, obviously, I think any fan would agree, that I really enjoy is the junkyard scene where he separates from himself and Clark Kent fights the evil, dirty Superman with the scruff and the mud and dirt all over his uniform. It's kind of like a blackened tar type uniform, and he's, before he goes to the junkyard, he's beaning peanuts off the breaking bottles behind the bartender, and no one's doing anything, of course, because it's Superman. What can they say? I mean, people run out of there, He's like, get out of here! Get out! They, of course, run. What are you looking at? They was looking at him through the window because they can't believe that Superman's doing this thing. And another point where Christopher Reeve is just wowing people with his acting chops. One of the biggest things people talk about is how his differentiation between Clark Kent and Superman is so great. And he is this physical actor who can be physically imposing in the uniform and be Superman, but at the same time, he can put on those glasses and be clumsy and meek and mild and stumbling around. And while I have expressed that I don't want to see a Superman movie with any more bumbling Clark. It was a great way to kind of say, well, this is how people don't know that Clark is Superman. And of course, watching Christopher Reeve do it is, I don't know that there'd be any other way to show that any better. He did a fantastic job. And then in Superman 3, when he gets to be the dark Superman affected by the manufactured kryptonite, it's just another great performance. And then when he fights Kent in the, obviously it's all in his mind, so we already know that going in. So if you think about that, it's not as cool because it didn't really happen that way, but the way they put it together and the way they do decide to show you the battle that's going on between him and himself is just a really cool thing. And then at the end when he wins and tears open that shirt and it's just blistering clean and red and shiny and bold and it looks fantastic and the music starts and he flies off to go fix some of the things he had done that were wrong during his tenure as evil Superman. It's just so great. It's so dramatic, and I hate that it's in this Richard Pryor comedy slapstick movie. But and then there's Brad, and there's Lana, and there's little Ricky, and there's the farming equipment that almost runs him over. There's some really cool things in there. There was a lot of, then there's a lotto machine with Lois out in the tropics, and she comes in all orange, and she's just looking, I think it's Margot Kidder at her most insane or mental or something, that they could only get her for a few minutes, so she's not really a star of the movie. She just kind of comes in at the end, and, there's a lot of insanity going on. But I also like the lake rescue, where the chemical fire is going on in the labs, and Superman, where's the nearest lake? Oh, it's that way. And he flies off and he freezes the lake and he comes back and it's like raining for 40 minutes, even though it was only a layer of the top of the lake. But it's still really cool, and the music and everything. It's, that John Williams music is obviously I think it's irreplaceable. But it's going to be interesting to see when Man of Steel comes out in June what we actually get and what kind of music. Will there be a discernible theme song? Because with Batman there really isn't, in the Nolan Batman films, and with Spider-Man there really is. There's kind of something there, but it's not something you can walk around your house. There's nothing that sticks with you, I don't think. Maybe if you're a huge fan, you've heard the soundtrack 100 times, you can pick out musical themes and beats and strains, and maybe there is a melody that I'm missing, but there's definitely nothing like the John Williams theme in Superman, and even in a horrible movie like Superman 3, you show Superman do something great and you play that music, and it's really hard to beat. So something else to kind of look forward to with anticipation, but also with some worry as to how we're going to get over that whole John Williams thing. But just a couple of my thoughts, nothing in particular this week. Just wanted to throw that out there for you, and this album got me thinking about it. So I'm going to have a hard time with Quest for Peace, though. I'm really not sure there's any scenes in there worth saving. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.